What's your personal experience of employers and flexible working and matching how you want to live and organise your life with the need, presumably, to earn an income?
I've experienced both good and bad practice, to be honest. I think what I've experienced, I think possibly being male, I've seen more of the informal things, a bit of informal chats and saying it would be very sort of if I could work from home, say 1 day a week, but it not necessarily going down on the HR record. That's what I was doing. I've experienced that. On the other hand, I have also found myself being given tasks with other employers that aren't really fitting to an individual, be they male or female, who has got very young children, such as being given tasks that involve travelling all across the UK for protracted periods of time and overnight stays, that type of thing, which, knowing the role as I did, that wasn't necessarily something that I necessarily had to do or was essential to the role.
So have you settled now on a set of circumstances that works for you?
Yes, indeed. We've taken, some would call it a radical measure. I like to think it isn't so radical, but my wife is actually the one that works full-time, and I am a stay-at-home father. So I run the household, I do the school run, the nursery run, I prepare my eldest daughter's lunch, I do most of the homework with her and so on and so forth. That's generally my responsibility.
Is the fact that you've had to do that an indictment of what's on offer in terms of flexible working? Because obviously, if we ignore who's male and who's female in your story, really, we've got one partner in a very old-fashioned way at home all the time, and we've got somebody else out earning all the income.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I guess in an ideal world we would all live in relationships where everybody co-parented. I tend to be quite liberal on that. I just think families should do what best works for them, and that is something that employers need to understand, because they will then get the best out of their workforce. If they're happy, they'll be more productive. And so just assuming that mum is going to look after the kids all the time isn't necessarily best for the family, therefore it's not necessarily best for the workforce. That would be my message to employers.
What do you think about the fact that the CBI is getting engaged in this issue in this way? Actually, perhaps surprisingly, calling on businesses to do more on flexible working, in particular, to create a culture where people feel comfortable about asking about the options that may already be available.
Obviously, I'm all for that. I hope it actually translates into something, and that I think it's a very good step that the CBI has taken. It's showing leadership, and I certainly hope that the business community follows suit. And as to the discussion was today, certainly seems that the bigger organisations that were represented here are, and from what one or two of the delegates said, some SMEs are. I personally think there's probably a little bit more work to be done in that field, but it's great that the CBI is showing leadership that way.